Hi everyone, welcome back to Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD with me, Austin John Plays. In our last episode of our 100% walkthrough, we did we came to this place where Zelda went through it. Impus decided to do some vandalism to the Gate of Time, and we finished the Lanayru mining facility. And honestly, the only thing that we got was a full heart container for defeating the boss, which gives us so far 8 pieces of heart, 12 goddess cubes, 10 chests, 25 gratuity crystals, 3 medals, and a total of 12 hearts. This episode, we have a lot of things to do, a whole bunch of small things to do. There's not like one major thing that we're doing. I mean, there is like 2 major things we're doing, but also a lot of small things that we're doing. I hope you're ready to have a lot of fun with that. The very first thing that we're going to be doing is heading directly back to Skyloft because there's stuff to do there. Oh wait, that's right, I'm flying, so I want to turn off motion controls because the Skyloft with controls is so much better than motion controls because then I don't hurt my wrist anymore, which is so nice. The very first thing that we are going to be doing is we are going to be doing housework. There is one woman who has a very, very dirty house and we want to clean it up. And I'm pretty sure it's this red one. Yes. This house is disgusting. It is covered in dirt. We're going to speak with Mallara over here. And she wants you to clean the house. Okay, no problem. Take out your gust bellows and start blowing. This is going to take a few minutes. You have to get all the furniture on the sides as well, in addition to all of the floor. So I'll see you in a couple minutes when you're done. By the way, she'll tell you when you're done. You don't actually tell her that you're done. Once you're complete, she's going to be so happy and grateful for it. Let's go over there and talk to her. She's going to be giving you some Gratitude crystals. 5 of them. Awesome. That means that we now have 30 of them. And, oh, she's also going to give you 20 rupees. Oh, she also acts like the 30 rupees is a big deal. I remember that. Okay, let's head on out of here. And now that we have 30 Gratitude crackles, we are going to go and visit Uncle Bats. Uncle Bats is going to be so excited that you're going to get more Gratitude crystals, he's going to give you a big wallet. And then, this chest is going to magically appear, which he doesn't talk to you about. Instead, when you approach the chest, he says, "No. I beg you, stop. That chest is not to be opened under any circumstances. There's something unspeakable inside." Well, what is it? It's the cursed metal. Basically, what the cursed metal is, it increases your chance at finding treasure, right? But you can't open your pouch, which means that you can't use your shield, you can't use your bottles. I think that's the only thing it actually limits, because if you have like bag upgrades, those are still active. What else? If you have fairies, fairies will still activate, just you can't actually use potions. So, yeah, there's that. But if you're treasure hunting specifically, I was told that it does stack with the treasure metal, so I'm pretty sure it does, you know? The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping out Fledge. If you remember at the very beginning, I was making fun of him being a weakling, and he is, but we're actually going to help him become not a weakling because he wants to do so many push-ups, and we're going to help him do push-ups because he's our friend until you have to play the mini-game that he makes later on, and then he's not your friend, trust me. Anyways, in order to do this, we are going to head to the bazaar. Unfortunately, now you have to consume one of your bottles because you're going to have 3 full bottles, so I'm just going to drink this heart potion because it's worth the least, and we're going to come over here, we're going to buy a single stamina potion. Stamina. Yes, thank you. Oh, now that I think about it, now that we have the big wallet and the plus 900, we actually can afford the piece of heart in Beetle's airship. I'm not going to do that right now, though. Anyways, let's go on here and let's go into our own bed. Choose to sleep until night, and then when you wake up, you're going to hear some grunting sounds. Very inappropriate. We are going to go investigate those grunting sounds. It's also weird that we share one room, but we just kind of put stuff in the middle to make it look like it's 2 separate rooms. You know what I mean? Hey, Fledge, what's going on? 5, 6, 7. Whoa, let me catch my breath. I'm training. I can't even lift a single barrel. I'm embarrassed about it, so I've been working out at night. Oh, is that a stamina potion? Can I have it? Yep, you sure can. And he's got a glug, 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 glug. I can feel my muscles perking back up already. Okay, well, I want you to try your best there, friend. Okay, he's going to keep on training, and honestly, this is all that we can do to progress with this quest, so we're going to go back into our bed, and we're going to go nannies. And now, we're going to head our way to Farron, Oh, I don't want to land on that. Oh, I'm sorry, bird. We're going to make our way over to Farron to the sealed grounds to go speak with the very old woman there to see the things that she knows about this harp and secrets and Zelda and stuff. Upon making your way back into Farron, you actually don't get the choice of where you want to go. Oh my god, it's GROOSE! The face that Link makes. Austin J, help! The sailcloth is landing us both, but much faster than it should be. There's a bluebird. Rough landing. It was, GROOSE. It was. I think I might have broke something. Hey, Austin J, seriously. Didn't anyone ever teach you how to land without crash? Whoa! Now this is a resident of this flying island who has never seen small birds. He's like, birds? Tiny birds? What are they? Oh, and then he sees a Goron. I mean, honestly, if I were to see a Goron IRL, I'd probably freak out too. He is very confused. But how? Why? What? Where am I? What's going on here? Ever since Zelda vanished, you've been zipping in and out of town all in a hurry, so I figured I'd tell you, you might lead me to Zelda. But this is so wild, seriously, what is that thing over there? And what's with all these trees? There's so many of them. Yeah, that's a good point, there's not a lot of trees on Skyloft. What's the deal here with this place? Is there supposed to be nothing below the clouds? What's all this? Link is like, oh, you poor sweet child. And then he explains, which is funny, because Link is a mute. Supposedly he's not a mute, just the developers never wanted Link to have a voice because they want you to think that you are the voice. Whoa. Wow, he has so many birds on him. He's a Disney princess. Zelda's somewhere down here and she's okay? Yes. She's okay. Okay, wow, so great. Hearing that is such a huge weight off my mind. Once you're all set with your conversation with GROOSE, he says, the old lady living at the temple down the road knows something about Zelda, so we're gonna head over there. Awesome. Now we're gonna make our way inside of the sealed temple. GROOSE is going to meet this old wise one, who's just gonna be called a granny. I speak only the truth. You are not the one here to save her. The spirit maiden, your Zelda, can only be saved by another. Shut it, Granny. Basically, GROOSE wants to swoop in and be the hero, and Granny's like, no, you can't be. Link is the hero. Oh, now I get it. And he's gonna run off in a big huss and fuss. Greetings, Austin. Were you able to catch up with Zelda? I was the old one, so the Guardian was there as well. The one you saw by Zelda's side is known as Impa. How does she know that? How does she know that that was Impa there? Huh? She's being sent forth by the goddess to aid Zelda in her quest. The two have traveled somewhere in order to accomplish a great task destiny has set before them. You must use the harp Zelda gave to you. Tell me, have you attempted to play it? Nope. Press X to ready the harp. Now try strumming it. I have to strum it at the same tempo as her hair. I learned fast. Neat. Now for my next lesson. We have to do this with the circle of light. This did not work well on the original Wii console. I'm happy to see this is much more forgiving. Nice. And Link now learns how to play the harp. You learn the Ballad of the Goddess. Neat, dude. And now we're gonna have this large obelisk appear behind us. Now it looks all glitchy and Tetris-y. There's definitely some Tetris pieces in there. The harp you hold is known as the goddess's harp. It's a divine instrument of the goddess who watches over the land. Neat. After you're all set learning about the powers of the harp, you're gonna realize that, oh my god, we're under attack. Feel free to use the bird statue to save your game. In hindsight, I probably should have told you to do the potion, the stamina potion at night thing after this match, in case you used one of your items, but there's a very, very slim chance you're actually going to need to use a potion or a fairy during this fight. Whoa, what's with all the shaking? GROOSE is very confused. The whole ground is heaving. I thought it was supposed to be solid down here. There's nothing natural about these tremors. That monster could free itself at any moment. Approach the pit with caution. While approaching the pit, we're gonna see a whole bunch of black come out. The bottom is gonna glow red, and there's all this decals on the ground. It's so black and malicey. And out comes the Imprisoned. This is an enemy that you're going to have to fight several times, different versions of it. And there's actually, this is like one of the few bosses that there's a whole bunch of ways to take it down. I should actually look up like the most optimized way to defeat it. But you see those toes? The number one thing you have to do, defeat its toes. And when you beat its toes up, right? Obviously you don't want to be caught underneath its toes, but after you damage one toe, it's going to move a lot slower now. And then it's going to do some big old stomps. And when it does the big old stomps, it's going to send out a shockwave. And that shockwave can hurt you. You do not want to get hit by that shockwave. And when you defeat these toes, there's a chance that hearts are going to drop. After defeating all the toesies, he's going to fall down. Your job is to run around him. Grab some stamina fruits if they're nearby. And we are going to drive our sword upward to put that little spike into his head, right? Then he's going to fall forward, all disgruntled and whatnot. And he goes approximately 1 full lap upward. Now you see this large gust in the middle? If you hop up it, you get thrown very high into the air. He's going to send the spike out of his head. So now you can actually land directly on him, take out the sailcloth, and while on top of him, we can just drive the spike downward into his head. And then we don't need to attack his toes or anything else. Let's try this directly from the middle once again. Where's he going to be landing? Right about here? Can I land on top of him while he's in this stance? Oh, that was weird. I just kind of clipped through him. Okay, so maybe you have to wait till he's upright again. I do want to do it from the middle again because I kind of like that strategy and it's kind of fun. I want to see if I could do it and, you know, actually be in good timing. Basically, the only way to lose the fight is you run out of hearts, or in the event that he gets all the way up to Granny. If he gets to Granny, then you lose the game. It's literally game over. And that's the third time that we drove that spike into his head. He's gonna buck and bronco off. Yeah. It explodes into a gust of light. All the malice is released, and then it's recontained in the center. I'm probably gonna speed this footage up because it's very slow. We're gonna head down, and you gotta do a skyward strike at it. Whoop. And now we have to mimic these movements. Congratulations on defeating the Imprisoned for the first time. Afterwards, the old one is going to say when the 3 secret flames have imbued your sword, only then will the gate of time open for you. The clue that will lead you to the flames is woven into the song of the homeland, known as the Ballad of the Goddess. You must return to Skyloft. Okay, let's go return to Skyloft. Oh, but first do we get the stone tutorial? Yeah, we do. Gorko's going to be like, hey, look at these butterflies. So basically, there's a whole bunch of random places in the game that the blessed butterflies are going to be appearing. Feel free to catch them. They're not really worth a lot of money, but they're used in a few ingredients and stuff. And wherever 3 of them are gathering, you want to take out your harp, strum it, and one of these stones is going to pop out of the ground. One of the talking statues the ancient texts spoke of. There's just no mistaking it. It's always going to give you a mob drop, which is awesome. Butterflies tend to gather around gossip stones like myself. If you find a spot swarming with butterflies, play a tune of great beauty and a gossip stone will pop out of the ground and go boing boing. He literally describes to you exactly what he did. Ooh! There's a blue bird. So if you catch one of these birds, which actually I don't think I ever caught a regular bird, I would like to catch one now. Yoink. Okay, that was a poor attempt at that. Let's just run to the side and wait for them to fly back down. Approach very slowly and yoink. Awesome. This is a regular bird feather. Oh, I actually caught 2 of the birds at the same time. Awesome. I think the bird feathers are used for something. I don't remember exactly what. But they're not worth too many rupees if you actually want to sell them. Instead, you have to get the bluebird feather. Now that we're back here in Skyloft, there has to be someone who knows some secret about the secret island and stuff. How about we go talk to the headmaster? Back at the Knights Academy, let's head upstairs and go talk to the Grandmaster. Perfect, he has a quest bubble. You're back, and still in one piece. How's Zelda? She kind of went through a temporal portal, and then they destroyed the portal, and now I'm trying to make another portal. Oh, okay, well how about I sing you a song? Awesome. Guide the two great whirling sails toward the light tower. The youth who does shall be led to the place where the song of legend dwells. There's a strong possibility that the two whirling sails the song mentions must also exist somewhere in Skyloft. Okay, well let's go find two whirling sails in Skyloft. As soon as we leave the Knights Academy, let's head forward. And hey, talk about whirling sails. Now that we have the ability to blow things, here's a propeller on a windmill. Let's blow the propeller on the windmill. You actually have to align the back of the windmill with this sort of like lower pedestal thing. And I think it rotates by eighths. Yeah. So you have to blow and then it will stop on the eighth. And it has to face toward the light tower and then the top is going to glow blue. Well, awesome. Perfect, because there's another one right there in the distance. Let's head over there. Now that we're up here, hey, it's our carpenter friend, Jackamar. And, whoa, there's no propeller here. Oh no, Jackamar is going to be like, hey, you're curious about the windmill? It's a pretty smart design, I gotta say. You could turn the windmill so that it always catches the wind no matter which way it's blowing. But, well, there used to be this little propeller attached to the windmill so that you could turn it. The thing flew off ages ago. It must have dropped somewhere down off the edge, down between the clouds. The windmill's been uselessly sitting there ever since. Useless? I mean, it's moving, and if it's a windmill, it should be generating electricity, right? Or churning grain? I think that was the original use of windmills. I highly suggest you retrieve the windmill propeller. Thanks, Fee. That was kind of my plan all along. But how would you even go looking for the propeller in the first place? Hang on. Come to think of it, Gondo at the scrap shop told me that someone in his family once used a flying robot to haul junk back beneath the clouds. Okay, so let's go talk to Gondo. Hey Gondo, you have a quest marker above your head. Apparently you know a thing. I have a favor to ask. And basically, he's talking about this robot over here whose name is Scrapper, and he's trying to recover Scrapper, but he needs an ancient flower. And there's an extremely good chance that you still have at least one ancient flower left over. Give it to him. He's gonna fix Scrapper. Cutscene happens. Urgh. This guy really reminds me of the blacksmith assistant from Majora's Mask. I mean, a little bit smarter. Know what I mean? Anyways, Scrapper is now alive. Thank you, Blizzard. I've got a full tank of energy, and I'm ready to carry anything. This kid gave me the materials I need to fix you. Go on, say thank you. Are you sure it was him? Well then, I extend my reluctant thanks to you in a gesture of obligatory gratitude. And then, Fee hops out. Master Austin, materials from the windmill have yielded a signal that you may use to search with your dowsing ability to find the propeller. Awesome. However, it's not possible to carry the item in your pouch and return to the sky. Well, I see an obvious present, solution. And Scrapper is in love. He says, who are you? Your name is Fee? Should I call you Mistress Fee? Are you looking for something, Mistress Fee? I understand. At your request, I will carry anything, regardless of weight or destination. Visit. So basically, Scrapper is a simp for Fee. And at random points in the game, Fee is going to be like, hey, we need this moved. I'm going to telepathically communicate with Scrapper, and Scrapper is going to go grab it for you. Great. Oh, what's wrong, Sparrow? Oh, nothing. He's just catcalling me. Fine. Oh, while we're here, we can actually upgrade our shield. This is the Sacred Shield. It's the next to best shield in the game. Oh, we have to go deposit our shield. It costs 500 rupees, but it protects against electricity and fire. And it recovers itself, so you never have to pay money to restore its power or its durability ever again, which is great. Oh, the reason the fortune teller was catcalling us is because he has the ability to tell you where treasure is. Got it. But we actually know where this propeller is already because we saw it. It was just laying on the floor like, I don't know, 3 areas ago. Do you remember? Do you remember? I'm gonna let you, if you remember, you could pause right now and be like, I totally remember where it was, Austin. Or I'm just gonna say it in like 3 seconds. We're gonna go to Eldon. We're going to descend to the temple entrance, cut left, and this is actually where one of the propellers was. Sorry, not the propellers, the key pieces. And look, we found it. Press A to examine, and Fee's gonna be like, hey, here it is. You want me to call the robot? Yes. I kind of like the little jig that plays when Scrapper shows up. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Master Short Pants, you're in my way. I said, get out of the way. He is so rude. So rude to me. Such a simp for her. Scrapper is a nice guy. That's what he is, okay? It's established. And actually, while we're here, remember how we came up here before and got this goddess cube? Well, now there's a whole bunch of blessed butterflies here. That means that we could probably strum our harp. Yeah, and it's a gossip stone. Neato. Thanks for the Elden Ore. Oh, what's your secret? There are goddess cubes in the sky. Some even hold a piece of heart. You know, I did figure that out, but thank you. When you're up in the sky, Scrapper's actually going to be following you, which is pretty neat. We're just going to turbo back to Skyloft, and as soon as we approach Skyloft, yep, there's a cutscene that plays. You automatically drop down right next to the windmill. You cannot skip this cutscene. And Scrapper's going to be like, here's the propeller. And our carpenter friend is going to be like, hey, I can now totally fix it with this propeller. I'm going to fix it right now. And boom, now it's fixed. You ever notice how calm some people are about, you know, seeing the spirit of my sword just like jump out and like help us and do stuff? Like Fee hopped out directly in front of this dude and just said nothing, didn't react to it. He's like, did a robot ghost just come out of your sword? Because, you know, that's something that would make me kind of alert to, I don't know, some suspicions going on. Anyways, now that I'm done rambling, just in time for that to be lined up, the blue light is going to turn on. Both of them are going to point to the middle, and the top is going to erect with a big old mirror. Making our way to the top of the lighthouse, we're going to stand directly in the middle, whip out the harp, strum it a little bit, and then the, I think that's called the Goddess Crest, is going to show up. I think that without the with the Triforce, I know it's the Hylian Crest, and I think without the Triforce, it's the Goddess Crest. Anyways, now we have to strum left and right and play our harp, and Fee's gonna sing along. And golly, this is one of my least favorite things to do. In the original, it was maybe because I had like a really like not working well Wii Motion Plus, because I seem to be doing pretty okay right here. Or maybe they just made it, I don't know, less sensitive or something, but it works just now, so great. Well, we played a song which caused this to rotate, and now the sun is gonna hit this mirror, and it's gonna shoot straight. Now, I'm no meteorologist or anything, but I do believe that the sun would only shine so perfectly lined up for like, I don't know, maybe minutes out of the day. And in addition to that, only a specific time of year it would line up properly, right? I don't know. If you're a meteorologist in the comment section down below, please give me that information. Also, does the fact that they're on top of the clouds make a difference? I don't know. And because we're going to be flying a long way, I'm going to turn off motion controls. Now we're going to fly into Thunderhead. That's the name of this thing. It's Thunderhead. Watch out for the tornadoes. There's usually a few that spawn right next to this beam of light. There's no real penalty for hitting the tornadoes. They just slow you down and actually raise your altitude a little bit, so they don't really do anything. And you ready? You ready to enter this Thunderhead here, homie? Whoa, welcome. Wow, this actually looks much different than in the Wii version. It looks much more ominous, and wow, those things actually hit you now. Yeah, they did not actually ever make contact you with in the Wii version. And while we're here, I'm pretty sure, yep, we now have access to at least one more of these goddess chests. Nice. Now we're just gonna head straight toward this large building directly across from us where the light is shining. And we're gonna hop off and collect this goddess chest for a gold ruby. Awesome. From here, you're actually gonna need to hop off and call your bird again, because we need to crawl into this place, but halfway up. And the only way to do it is by solving this puzzle right here. Okay, see this thing over here? This is going to be sort of a little puzzle that you strike it to the left, and some of these stones come up. You strike it to the right, and some of these stones come up, and you strike it downward, and some of these different stones come up. All of these little things represent these big pieces of the walkway, and you have to line up all 3. Okay? If you need help with this, with it in its original position, which is the left being activated, we're going to go to the middle and we're going to push this 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to hit the crystal on the right side and we're going to rotate 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to hit the top crystal. If you notice, they're all lined up now. So what we need to do is push them after these 2 on the left are good. And now that we have cleared it, all we have to do is strike it on the left side again, rotate it an additional, I believe, 2 times, and we're good. Perfect. Now all we need to do is run inside of this tiny little hole. Once inside this tiny little hole, you're going to be finding another goddess crest, and we're going to Skyward strike it. A giant statue is going to come up, and it's going to be singing. Somehow, because, you know, god magic. Fee pops out, she automatically gets a spotlight, and we're gonna learn a new song. Those who seek the sacred flame, listen well, for I guide you from my place at the edge of time. The sacred flames are 3 in number. To obtain them, you must also earn the relics known as the 3 sacred gifts. For each trial you overcome, you shall be blessed with one of these gifts. Make use of the powers of these gifts, and you will find a way to use the purified sacred items. Now I bestow you a melody. It will serve as a key, opening the first trial that awaits you deep in the wilds of Faron Woods. Luckily, you don't actually have to play along for this. Instead, Fee's just gonna dance on the walls. She's gonna do the green dance on the walls, and she's gonna swing around, and she's gonna become fireworks. She is now fireworks. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And now we're outside. This is a crazy room. There's singing statues and dancing computer parts and hallucinations of being flying around. And now we learn Pharaoh's courage. Yay. Now we have to overcome the trials that are set before us. And the trials we are going to be doing in the next video. But we still have a lot of side quests that we can do right now. Like a whole bunch of them. So that's what we're going to do now. If you recall, one of the first gratitude quests that we did was taking place at Fun Island. And now we are going to be heading back to Fun Island because it's going to be time to start that party game up. It's going to be so much fun, I promise. For the record, Fun Island is this one over here, the one that looks like this crazy pinwheel. And, ooh, Rockstar Landing. And here's Dodoh, but he looks different. He doesn't have the crazy thing on his back. It's all over. What's wrong? The party wheel that was pinned to his back flew off below the clouds. What can he do? And Fee's gonna be like, hey, I have the ability to scan for that. Do you want to do that? I sure do, bro. Now we are pretty much directly over Lanayru, so that's gonna be the place that we're gonna go. We are gonna make our way down to the desert entrance. And now that we land down at the desert entrance, if we come over here and use a bomb, place it on that rock, there's a very slim chance you actually knew that there was a time shift stone here. But if you think about it, that would be the way back into the mine over there. We're gonna hit this time shift stone, and now you're gonna see some vines that appear next to us. We're gonna climb up these vines. And we're gonna head on down, and look over there, it's like a flying saucer. Oh, I just fell into the desert. Okay, that's not good. Now we just gotta climb across, and this whole linear path is pretty self-explanatory. Just keep heading to the left. Really? Really, a second time? Okay, 3rd time's the charm. After making my way to the end of the linear path, we're gonna come to this, what did he call it? I think he called it a disc. Ooh, Fee looks very high res right there. Very shiny. Scrapper's gonna come down, lift this up, and bring that up. Hey look, did you see that chest in that last scene there? Bye, Scrapper. If we rotate the camera and look down, we realize that we could hop down here, open up this chest. Boom, bluebird feather. Isn't that neat? Anyways, we're all set here. You can fast travel out. While making a graceful landing back on Fun Island, Scrapper's gonna come over, and he's gonna say, here's your wheel thing. Brzzzt. Drops it on the ground, hears loud metal sounds. If you need something else, let me know. Are you ready for the second most annoying game in the entire game? Oh, by the way, we get 5 gratitude crystals. Nice. This game is not a fun game. Let me explain this game, and honestly, it's just easier to explain when I'm already in the cannon. So we're gonna be shot directly up into the air. I turned off motion controls for now because I don't know if it's better or worse. Okay, you see those giant balls? Don't hit the balls. Instead, we want to go through these rings. If you hit the balls, then your multiplier at the top resets. You need to go through all rings in order to hit the full multiplier of times 10. If you hit any of the balls, you reset, and also it throws you off course a lot. After hitting the 10th one, the bottom is going to slow down a lot, and you need to land on this super loud space. Unfortunately, I just landed on the Rupor, so now I lose 10 rupees, in addition to the 20 that I just paid. But if you saw, I was pretty close. That's right. Your boy Austin has a strategy for you. And honestly, turn off motion controls for this. Just using the analog stick makes it so much easier. So here's my strategy. Get shot up into the air, try to stay as close to the middle as possible. All right, after we go through this ring, you're gonna wanna go to the middle of all the balls. Through this ring, predict where the next one is gonna be. Middle of all the balls, this one, and pay attention to where the winning space is when you go through the last one. It's going to be about where the winning space was, and you need to land on that one small sliver of red and blue, which is 50 rupees, and then you need to have the full multiplier of times 10, and that's going to be for a full 500 rupees. You also need to pass through all 5 of the multipliers, and then you get a piece of heart. Pretty easy explanation, right? I just want to say that I did this on the Wii version a week ago, and I probably did this for about 45 minutes to an hour of just experimenting and coming up with the exact space that you should land. So yeah, just pretend that I did this for 45 minutes of practice and then I executed it flawlessly. Hopefully you don't hate me now, but now we have more things that we have to do. Our next order of business, we're gonna head back to Skyloft. Now that we're back here at Skyloft, let's head into the bazaar. And if we look to the left where the stools are, you're gonna see one of these guys has a quest marker above him. He heard a weird rumor. Apparently at nightfall, people have been hearing a woman sobbing in the dormitory. Okay, well actually it's a woman who's sobbing in the bathroom of the all men's dormitory, which is just a weird thing. I guess it's not all men, Zelda's there. But isn't she like the daughter of the headmaster or something? I don't know if she counts. Anyways, when we head inside of the Knights Academy, we want to go to our bed, and we're gonna go to bed. Leaving our bed at night, let's head over to the first floor bathroom. Ooh. Somebody help. Okay, let's head inside the restroom. It's locked. Paper. Please, somebody bring me paper. Bring me some paper. Any kind of paper at all. Unfortunately, we do not have any paper in our inventory, and there's no paper that we could acquire at night. So, let's go back to bed. Leaving our bedroom in the morning, let's head toward the exit. Oh, hey, look at that. Cawlin's in the corner. And there's a little quest marker above his head. What's up, Cawlin? Should I give it to her? Should I not give it to her? Give what to who? You have a serious dilemma. What's the dilemma? You seem to be pretty good with the ladies. I can't believe I just said that, but whatever, let's do this. So listen up, your mission is to take this piece of paper to a certain person. It's a very important piece of paper. Make sure you deliver it. Link then looks over at the restroom. What's your problem? Why are you looking at the restroom? What? There's someone in the restroom who wants paper? You fool, how dare you? This is no ordinary piece of paper. It's a letter, a very special one at that. It's a love letter. So listen up, the person you must give it to is a girl, an upperclassman. Her name is Karain. She's the one with the round hat, really cute. Do not think about giving it to the weirdo in the restroom. Okay, we are not going to give it to the weirdo in the restroom. So now you have an option if you want to give it to the girl or if you want to give it to the weirdo in the restroom. And do you remember at the beginning of the game and GROOSE decided that he was going to kidnap your bird, and then also during the actual tournament itself when GROOSE wanted to get the obelisk and not you, that this guy was throwing eggs at you? Yeah, I also remember that. And guess what? We're gonna give it to the weirdo in the restroom. To be honest, I don't even know who Cawlin is. Like, I'm sure she's one of the NPCs somewhere, but it's never someone you actually have to interact with other than this. Oh, paper. You brought me some paper. I'll open the door. Please come in. I also should note that if you want to, you can give the paper to Cawlin instead of this floating ghost hand. And the floating ghost hand says, ooh, paper, I need paper. I'm not angry or anything, I just need some paper. Let's give it the letter. Huh? You're giving me paper? I'm so happy. But this looks like it's someone's letter. Are you sure I can have that? Yep, very sure. Thank you, I will use it with care. But I'm shy, so don't ask me what I want the paper for. We will meet again, you kind soul. So now we're gonna head to bed. And in the morning, if we head over to Cawlin over here. Hey, did you give the letter like I asked? Huh? Are you out of your mind? Seriously, you gave it to the creep in the restroom? Didn't I specifically tell you not to give it to the weirdo in the restroom? How could you? Anyone who blocks the path of true love deserves to be kicked by a bird. I hate you, Austin J. He's gonna run off crying. Hate is a very strong word. I wonder if he hates me as much as Verlisify does. Anyways, let's go back to bed for results. And by the way, if you're also curious, if you did give the letter to Cawlin, I'm looking it up now. Cawlin will talk to Cawlin, and then Pippet will join the conversation, and Cawlin will choose Pippet over Cawlin, which does not affect Pippet at all, and Cawlin runs off crying as well, so no matter what, he is going to get his heart broken. Instead of going to the bathroom, now we're going to head to GROOSE's room, and we're going to find him sleeping here, and you're going to find the ghost hand above it. Cawlin is having some pretty bad nightmares, and oh, its name is Fione. In the original game, you actually didn't have the name of the person who was speaking. But yeah, Fione. You're the one from the other day. It's good to see you again. Actually, thanks to you, I met my true love. Yes, him. It all started with that letter that you gave me. Those beautiful words of affection caused me to fall hopelessly in love. My heart is bursting with thoughts of him. I feel so excited, so cheerful, so full of life. What heart? And now we're gonna get crabbed to crackles. That's gonna bring us up to 40. Nito Vegito. My love, I shall always be by your side. If you speak to Cawlin at any other point, he's going to talk about how he can't sleep, he has nightmares of this hand. It's a whole thing. It's so great, and that's the reward he gets for being just a complete D-bag. We're gonna sleep until the morning. These are all of the Grabtitude crackles that we're gonna be able to get right now, so we might as well head over to Uncle Bats, which I don't think I've ever said his name out loud. And I'm gonna try to. It's B-A-T, so bat, and then R-E-A-U-X. We could assume that that's French, and I assume it sounds like Batro, T-R-E-A-U-X, Batro. Because it's not Batrox. No, that sounds weird. Yeah, if we're gonna go with French, I assume it's gonna be Batro. There's a post on the Zelda subreddit from 1 year ago that says, how do you pronounce his name? Are there any French speakers here? It is pronounced, oh yeah, Batro. And no, the E-A-U-X ending has no particular meaning. Okay. People are like, I pronounce it Batriox in my head. But yeah, confirmed. His name is pronounced Batro. It's on the game FAQs forum and everything. Grabtitude crystals. Yay, we got a gold rupee. Awesome. Okay, do you remember the chandelier that we broke at the Lumpy Pumpkin like forever ago? I think it's finally time that we go fix that. And we do have the empty bottle because we gave the stamina potion to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So yeah, let's head over to the pumpkin place and take care of that. Heading over to Pum, the owner of the shop, he's like, hey, you finally have this empty bottle. Here's some hot pumpkin soup, but you only have 5 minutes to bring it to the Knight Commander. We are going to head over to Skyloft, and particularly the Knights Academy, and particularly the sparring place. So, right from the Skyloft landing by the Knights Academy, we're gonna hop off to the right to the sparring hall. Hey, you want this hot pumpkin soup? That's right. Here you go. I do believe if you fail, you get to keep the pumpkin soup, but then to complete the quest, you still need to do it again. And I think it costs like 10 rupees for the pumpkin soup. It's just more of an inconvenience of going all the way back over there. Well, anyways, now we have to head back to the Lumpy Pumpkin. Pum is gonna say, hey, good job on doing that, but your indentured servitude isn't over yet. Now, I need you to go and I need you to help my daughter harvest some pumpkins. And you would think for making as much pumpkin soup as he does, he would need more pumpkins in this, but that's cool, whatever. Hey there.
Hi.
Oh, looks like your next job will be helping harvest pumpkins. And basically, you need to hold 5 of them and walk from here all the way to the storage shed, which is down there on the left. See the storage shed up ahead? Carry the pumpkins there. Okay. The trick is to walk slowly, and if the pumpkins are leaning to the left, then you have to go to the right. And honestly, the easiest way is to just kind of move back and forth. Wait until these are all facing left, and then you're gonna walk hard left. And you're gonna give it just a little shandy to the right, just to counteract it. Now they're gonna all go to the left, all go to the right, all go to the left, all go to the right, and we did it. It's a very simple task. We have to go inside and tell him that we did it. Oh, but here's a place for a gossip stone. Thanks for the monster part. Apparently, if you draw a symbol on certain walls, you get money. Neato. I didn't know about that, but I'm gonna go more in depth later. Hi, I carried all the pumpkins for you. Oh, now you need me to come back at night. Well, you're not allowed to fly your bird at night, so instead, we're gonna sleep in one of these beds over here until night. the comforter's a whole bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. I guess they're technically just carved pumpkins. What's the strange-looking instrument you have there? Okay, my daughter used to sing, and I need you to do a duet with her. Her name is Kina. Okay, cool. The minigame is really quite simple. You need to keep in rhythm with the hands of the patrons. I guess you could call that playing, sort of. I found her performance a little lacking. I can't say it knocked my socks off, but you know, for a first try, you did good enough. With that, we're even. You don't have to work for me anymore. And you get a piece of heart. You don't need to do amazing in order to get the piece of heart, you just need to do that. And now that it's nighttime, there are some gratitude crackles that we can get here. Let's head upstairs. And there's one right here. And there's gonna be one outside by the storage shed, which is where we just brought the pumpkins. So let's go down there and grab it. Since you can't fly off of the island until morning, sleep in the bed to make it morning again. And now that we have 1,577 rupees, we can actually go to Beetle. And I do believe that this is enough for us to get, what's it called? The piece of heart that he has. Or is it 1,600? I think it might be 1,600. Oh yeah, it's 1,600. So I'm like 20 rupees shy. Oh, that's right. If you don't buy anything from Beetle, he says, do you know how heavy you are? I have to pedal extra hard while you're up here. And then you have the gall to leave without buying anything? Off with you. Maybe if you had some more affordable items, I could buy something, dog. Oy vey. So I don't really want you to worry about grinding rupees too much. I mean, it would be nice to have that piece of heart going into the next place that we're going, but in the next area, you should be getting some rupees, getting us close to that 1,600 mark. And if you don't have it, it's not the biggest deal breaker, know what I mean? But yeah, with that, all these side quests are out of the way and we're officially ready to continue the story in the Farian region, which we're going to be doing in our next episode. So guys, if you found this video helpful, which I know you did, because there was a lot of things in here, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.